and I'm brushing the brush all the way through for the contour. You see where I stopped? And it's matching with the middle of her pupil. Okay? That's where I need everybody to start with their contour. And you brush it up a little bit. Then I go back and I do the same thing on this side. I'm starting from her ear and I'm bringing it in to the middle towards her eye. Anybody sees that? That's where you stop. Pay attention to the middle. Like, use your face as a guideline. It helps in everything. Their eyeball, the color of your eyeball, that's where you stop your contour. When you see that and it's lined up, it's time to stop. Then what I want to do is I'm going to brush it up a little bit because I need it to blend in with the highlight that I already placed. And then I want to do the bridge of her nose and follow the eyebrow. The first part of her eyebrow, I need you guys to follow it and go down. Okay? Follow your eyebrow. That's the point of the contour, to make you're transitioning your whole face to make you look like you have higher cheekbones, to make you look like you have, a highlight, like the sun is hitting you basically all day long. But so that's what you have to do. So then I'm tapping it to her forehead too. Only the outer corners of the forehead. The outer corners, you just blending it in. And this is what I love called a masterpiece, because people be looking at this and like, oh my God, what am I looking like? They don't understand this factor. But this is basically how it looks. So I'm going to tell my client, Bianca, can you close your eyes, please? Because I'm about to spray the Fix Plus spray. This is what is going to balance every single thing out that's on her face right now. Yeah, don't mess it up. I'm not going to mess it up. I got you. Okay, so I'm going to spray, and I'm going to go further away and just spray her whole face. Okay? At this instant, when you asked about the beauty sponges, this is when you do use a disposable sponge, okay? And like I said, beauty blenders for me, I don't like, so I do use the disposable sponge. I told you guys use 2 sponges, one for dark, one for light, or anytime you're placing product in a different area, it needs to be a different sponge. So I'm starting off with her light, okay? And I'm going underneath to make sure it's blending. And this is where most of the beating of the face come from. And I'm applying it up to make sure everything is balanced out. Now I'm taking another sponge because I have the darker color that's on this side, and I need to blend it towards the color of the light color that I already did. But we have to make sure everything is blended correctly. I'm dabbing it, but I'm going more forceful than anything because this is a dark color and you have to blend it into the skin the best of your abilities. So I'm dabbing it, but if Bianca would tell you, I'm more forceful than what I was before when I first started with her other foundation. It was more softer. But because this is a contours can go so wrong, okay? It can go so wrong at so many levels. So you need to blend the darkness with the foundation, with the whole set. Everything has to blend out, everything. You keep switching your blushes. If you see more darker spot, you have to go in with light. And you keep blending it until everything makes sense. You go back to the darker, I'm back at dark. You switch your sponges because that's the only way everything will blend perfectly. Now, because I made this line too dark, I'm using the sponge just to, fade it away a little bit. I'm pressing down on it, because you don't want it too dark. Then I'm going back in. And this is the darker sponge. Well, anywhere it's a dark spot, you can use the sponge for. So there's a dark spot on her nose, as far as the bridge of her nose. I want to use this dark sponge. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And you see how I contour her nose to make her nose look really smaller than what it is? And that's play around with these angle brushes. You see the tip of this? I just used it flat surface, but the bridge of her nose is smaller. So play around, turn the brush around and go down. Go down her nose bridge. And back at the forehead, I turn it around and I go right back. Okay? Darker color, I'm going here. Sometimes you guys will see me doing this if I'm hurrying up in the side of a shoot. I'm like, all right, I'm coming. One of those type of situations. But you're blending. You see how this whole side is blended? Okay, and that's why, because I'm keep going back and forth. That's amazing.